Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. My name's Eve's Creations Paint Party. Tonight is How To Tuesday. That's right. So, I'm going to teach you some stuff, show you some stuff, enlighten you to some stuff about painting pumpkins tonight. This way you guys can make your creations at home that much better. So, first things first, let's say hi to Mr. Butters. Butters! What you doing, buddy? He's a happy boy. What you doing? What you got? You got your toy? All right, bye, Butters. That's how it goes around here. All right, so weapons this evening. I will let you know what I'm grabbing. So I have a cup full of stuff. I'm going to pour my paint, same colors every single party and how to. Glass of water, all that good stuff. So let me put you in a handy dandy holder. Say hello, hello, hello if you are painting with me today. Boy, I look a bit disheveled, don't I? So we can do roll call. And hello, 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 Tina. How you doing, sweetheart? Sheila's here. Hello, hola, Sheila. How you doing, Elizabeth? Elizabeth in the house. That's what I'm talking about. The other Tina is here. We got two Tinas now. My friend Gina is on. Hello, Gina. We got Tammy in the house. Hello, Tammy. Hello, hello, hello. Deborah. Deborah, you found me. I just texted you. First timer. Everybody welcome Deborah to the fam, guys. Deborah is the first time here. Margaret being a watcher tonight. That's all right. That's all right. Kristen hanging out with us. Where'd she go? I lost it. There she is. Hey, you spell your name the same way I do. Denise is in the house. Everyone's saying hi at once. I got lost. Denise, another first timer. Everybody say hello, hello, hello to Denise, guys. We got new fan members coming on. Sheila hanging out with us. You're watercoloring right now, but you're going to stay and party with me, guys. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. And Tammy's watching too. Hey, Tammy. How you been, sweetheart? Hello, 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 everybody. All right. Woo! That was like a flood. All right, let me put you in your handy-dandy holder. We're doing pumpkins. Pumpkins, 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 everything pumpkins. I don't know if I mentioned we're doing pumpkins, but we're doing pumpkins. Oh, yeah. I figured with fall coming and all the fall paintings that you guys, you know, you can figure out how to do pumpkins on here. I miss painting with you too, sweetheart. I'm glad everything is well, Tammy. Hello, Lisa. Lisa in the house. I lost my pen. All right, so let me pour my paint. Let me pour my paint. And same colors every single party. We got white. We have black. We have blue. We have red. And we have yellow. So, what I was thinking of, guys, is that yay, pumpkins, that's right. So, I miss painting with you too, Tammy. Hello, hello, hello to the newcomers, special family, welcome. And you got your brushes, but you don't want to use them because they're so pretty and clean, right? I'm telling you. So glad you got your brushes. Tina's a painter today. She got her kit. Yes. Open that kit, baby. Open that kit. Awesome. Sounds awesome. All right. So there's different ways to paint pumpkins. Okay. So there's soft. I call them soft lines or hard lines. Oh, the puppy, Lisa. Everybody, Lisa daughter got a brand new German Shepherd. He's so cute. So, Lisa's being a watcher today. So, I call soft lines or hard lines. I don't know if that's a technical term or not. Hello, 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 Michelle. And, basically, what I'm talking about, let me show you what I'm talking about, because I'm just talking. I'm just gabbing away, right? And I almost just fell on Butter's toy. I almost face planted on Butter's toy, everybody. I'm alive. I'm okay. Alright, so these are soft lines. See how you can barely see those little indentations in the pumpkin? Alright, and then this is what I call hard lines. Hard lines is you see the definite stripe going through the pumpkin. Okay? So I'm going to show you both. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun, because then you can kind of do a combo effect. Now this is going to be one of my paint parties. I already what did I call it? I already set up the event page for the paint party on I think it's in November. So I'm going to show you how to do all three. Alright guys? So we're going to start off with Big Boy. He's a 1-inch flat. So you want to swirl tap that Big Boy. And I'm going to show you soft lines first. Alright guys? You had trouble with the pumpkins last year. Hopefully you'll be better this year. Well, practice makes perfect. So we're going to start off with Big Boy. Alright, swirl tap that Big Boy. And you know, you guys don't have to stay in the realm of making an orange pumpkin all of the time. It doesn't have to be orange. There are different color pumpkins out there. There's white pumpkins. And you can get very creative and make whatever color pumpkins you want. So, basically, we're going to swoop. Alright, and now after I just said that, I can't make an orange pumpkin, so let's make a white one. Alright, let's make a white one. So we're going to swoop, alright? So I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab a little bit of blue. Hello, 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 Kim. How you doing, sweetheart? So I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab some blue, and now we're going to swoop, okay? So, and they're all shapes and sizes. There's tall, there's short, there's fat, skinny, I don't know. Pumpkins are just like people, right? They come in all shapes and sizes, but a general pumpkin. Alright, you're going to swoop this way. Swoop. Alright, let's do a little swooping. A little swooping. Alright, and let's swoop this way. Swoop. Okay, there you go. Swoop, swoop-de-doo. Alright, now I'm going to grab just white. And I'm going to come in here with just white. So, I didn't clean my brush off. I'm just grabbing just white. Okay, guys? And I'm just following along those swoop lines I made. And I'm fixing up. And if you notice my brush strokes, I am following the shape of the pumpkin. Following the shape of the pumpkin. Okay, guys? We're following the shape of the pumpkin with our brush strokes, because as you're doing this, you're going to get yourself to the point or where you can put those soft lines in, and you're already training your hand to do the swoop lines the way that you want it to, the way that you want them to be. Okay, so I am just grabbing just white, and if you notice, I started on the edge and worked my way in. Since my brush was dirty and since I had that paint on the edge, it made a natural, I'm going to use a big word here, gradient. All that means is that it went in steps. Gradient, soft steps of shadow to lighter in the center. Alright, it's that easy, guys. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So now I'm going to grab my blue paint and some white, because I want to soft line this. I'm going to soft line this for now, right? So I'm going to grab my blue paint, some white, and you're going to start on that top part, and you want to just swoop around. Okay? And that was not dark enough, so let's try that again. Even though it's a soft line, it still wasn't dark enough. Alright, so I'm just going to swoop around. Alright? And then I'm going to swoop around on this side. See that? And then we're going to swoop to the center. Swoop, swoop, de-doop. And we're going to swoop, no, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Alright, so, all you're doing is you're following the same swoop as your original shape. Very technical here, right? The same swoop. you're following the same swoop as your original shape. And now I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush so he's not goopy anymore. And I'm going to soften this out. So I'm just using a damp brush. I'm just using a damp brush, nothing special. And I'm just softening those lines out. Okay, and now I can turn around and I can put in a little bit of highlight. Right, because pumpkins are round, so they're going to have parts that pop, parts that don't. The parts that are in between my lines are going to pop. So I'm just grabbing some white paint. Guys, and I'm going to put in some highlights up at the top there. Right, so my paint is staying nice and wet for me tonight. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes. Usually it's drying up on me like in a heartbeat, right, guys? I'm always messing around because the paint's drying up. Alright, so I'm going to add some highlights here. Right, just grabbing white paint now. Very soft touch. Very soft touch, letting it blend out. I'm going to highlight that one there. Alright, we're going to highlight the one in here. Soft, soft, soft touch, guys. And I'm just doing flicks. If you notice, I'm just flicking. We're flicking, flicking, flicking. Right, so you don't want a solid whoop. You're just going to flick. And then I'm going to take the back side of my brush and I'm just going to soften that. Just going to soften that. Okay, guys? So, easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. Everybody can do this. It's not rocket science. It's pumpkin science. There's the Mr. Butters chiming in. See, he's trying to tell you too. It's not rocket science. It's pumpkin science. Pumpkin science. So there's something seriously wrong with me. Alright, so I'll give you guys a chance to catch up mustard with that. If you have any questions, 6,000% ask me. And I want to say hello to everybody that chimed on so quickly. I hope I got everybody. I have some watchers in the house, some painters in the house. We have some creepers, I'm sure. But that's okay, we like our creepers. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? That's why I don't sing, guys. That's why I paint. That's why I paint. We had somebody trying out their new brushes, right? Got some new brushes out there. Somebody got a painting kit, right? Excited to use that. We have Deborah and Denise, first time in the family. Yes! Welcome, ladies. Special welcome to you. Alright, now my favorite part of the pumpkin is the stem. Oh no, Diane, what happened to your thumb? What happened to your thumb? Diane needs prayers, guys. She had surgery on her thumb. Alright, everybody send Diane some well wishes. Guess you're not going to be hitchhiking anytime soon. Thank you so much, Denise. Love your style, teaching style. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is my favorite part of the pumpkin. My favorite part of the pumpkin is the stem. Why? Because you can just go all sorts of creative with it. All sorts of wacky, whatever you want to do, right? So I'm going to grab some, let's see, what do I want to do? Do I really want to start making browns? I'm not sure if I'm in the brown mood. Got to be in the mood to combine the colors for brown. I'll show you in a minute. I'm not in the mood yet. So we're just going to do some black. I'm going to do some black and some white. Okay, and you could grab that dirty white that has the blue in it. Oh no, Diane, that sounds awful. You were screwed. They put a screw in it to stabilize it. Arthritis. Oh, that sounds awful. Oh man. All right. Well, you're gonna have to put your hitchhiking thumb into retirement. So black and white. I'm gonna come up from that little piece right here. Alright, I'm just going to do a swoop, get my basic shape going on. Get my basic shape going on. We're just going to swoop it upwards. Okay. Just like that. Alright, now I didn't over mix the colors on my brush. I just dunked it in black and dunked it in white. So when I did my swoop, it kind of did a one stroke for me, if you notice. Kind of made it light on the one side, dark on the other. That was all just a happy little painting accident. That's all that was. That's all that was. I'm being honest, because I didn't over mix my colors. I just grabbed one and the other and it was on the brush and I swooped it on, and that's what happened. So now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. Swoop, doop, doop, doop. I'm going to switch to, I don't know. Let's go with, let's find a tiny here. So I got tiny. Tiny is a small round brush. Very tiny. Alright, and I'm just, he's kind of beat up, so I'm trying to fix him. Alright, so now I'm going to grab that black. I'm going to grab a little bit of white. Right? And I'm going to turn around. And let's do something fun with this top. Okay? So now I'm just going to turn around. You ever get the tops and they have like that vine coming off of them? I think that's so much fun. I think that's so much fun. So you can do the little vine top. Right? And I just did, all I did was squiggle. So all we did was squiggle, everybody. That's it. And I'm going to grab some just black paint. And I'm going to come in on the bottom of this stem here. Just black paint. That's all I grabbed. Just some black paint. That's it. And this is a beat up round. I don't recommend shading with your round brushes because you will destroy them. Obviously, if I'm using a beat up round brush, I'm talking from experience. So this guy is messed up because I was shading, I was rubbing, I was doing all sorts of wicked, wicked things with them. So I don't suggest that you do that. I'm doing it because I already killed him, so I might as well use him for what he's good for. Alright, black paint, that's it. Just doing black paint right in the center here. That's it, right in the center, and just doing flicks upwards. That's all I'm doing. That's all we're doing. Alright, and then you can do the pieces that feed into the pumpkin. Alright, what I recommend is some shader brushes like Mini-Me. Mini-Me is a shader brush. So, and they have a flat edge to them. That's what I recommend you guys purchase. I have them in my kit, FYI. Hint, hint, hint. You guys purchase because this is what you want to do for your shading. Because you won't kill the tip because it's already flat. You've been doing physical therapy and been coloring with crayons. Hey, I don't blame you, Diane. I love crayons. Crayons are the best. Oh, that reminds me. So all of my videos are kid friendly. So I'm going to try to watch this. You try to watch that. Alright? We're going to try. Alright, so I'm going to come in here. And I just grabbed black paint. And now I'm going to do the... let me move you guys closer. You're like in no man's land. I don't know why I have you that far away. There we go. Close up. That's so much better. I have you in like... you were like 5 feet away from the... not really 5. But you were far away. Alright, so... I'm going to go here now, and I'm going to put the pieces into the pumpkin. So, these pieces that go into the pumpkin, you want to line the point up with your dark area. Okay, guys? You line the point up with your dark area. Alright? Those little pieces that are going into the pumpkin. Okay? So, you just, and you can make these any old which way you want. But make sure that point lines up into the dark area, because that's going to be the... that's going to be the, how do I put this? It's like deeper in, right? So this is rounded and kind of coming out, and then the lines are the where it concaves in. So that's where the stem goes. I don't know how to explain that. Just put it there. How about that? Just put it in there. All right? That's what you need to do. And put them in the shadow lines. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a botanist. All I know is that's where they go. Okay? So there you go. Alright, now I'm going to grab a little bit of my white paint. Still using this beat up round brush. Why not? And I'm just going to put a little bit of highlight on that one, and then we're going to come in here and put some highlight on that one. Just doing a little zig-a-zag-a-zoom. Just a little smush smush. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Just putting more of a highlight. And I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to blast a highlight there. Right? Just using my white paint. That's all. Put another one right there. Why not? Why not? Okay, guys? So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, I always want to be a you-know-what and try to get those humps that are behind the stem. They're more trouble than they're worth. I'll show them to you, but honestly, they're you're better off just not going there. But if you are a diehard and you want the piece of pumpkins behind the stem, I need a small. Let's get Mr. Nifty for this, because we need a small brush to do this right. What happens is a lot of times you wind up making them too big. So, but we're going to go for it. So I'm going to grab some blue. I got Mr. Nifty in the house. Blue and some white. Blue and some white. Okay? And if you're a diehard and you want those pieces, they're all the way in the back. Okay? Start off making them small. And you just put a little piece like this. It's rounded. And it's going to be darker than the rest of the pumpkin. So you just sneak that guy in there. Alright. And it's very small. And it's like a curved line. Okay, so you put that piece in there. And then you put one on the other side. Put one on the other side. So start off small. And then you'll get a feel. It's kind of like, you see how this swoop is? It's kind of like you go to the halfway point of this swoop right here. So if you want those curves in the background to make this a true three-dimensional pumpkin, you just put these two little pieces in. I don't know, sometimes I think they're more trouble than they're worth, but other times I do them and I like them. I just put my hand into my yellow paint, and I'm trying not to get it on my blue pumpkin. I'm going to try. Alright, so there you go. There is your pumpkin, your soft line pumpkin. Soft lines. It looks almost hard lines. I almost went into hard lines there. A little bit. So, now I'm having fun with this guy. Can you tell? Because I won't stop painting him. Alright, now I'm going to grab a 1/2 inch flat, and I'm going to grab some white paint. I'm going to grab some white paint, and I'm going to put highlights in even more so. Alright, so the light's coming from this way, because I already put the highlight on my stem up there. So now, I'm going to blast in, and I'm just flicking. So now I'm going to blast in, which is going to soften these lines too, so it's more of a true soft line pumpkin, even though those are my own terms, so I can make them whatever I want. We'll just change the rules. How about we just change the rules a bit? So I am just sweeping in very little paint, guys. Very little paint, soft touch. And I am just putting these highlights in. That's it. And if you wanted to make it more dramatic, I can grab my dark blue paint. So swirl, tap, dab your brush. Grab my blue paint, and I can do some shadows in here. Alright, so I'm just, notice I'm following the shape of my pumpkin, and I am just flicking upwards. That's all I'm doing. So we can do some shadows on this side. Now, I'm really getting technical now, you know. You don't have to do all this. I'm just doing the lights and the shadows from the direction of where the light is coming from. Obviously, the pumpkin before was amazing. So, but if you really want to get into having it be more and more realistic with the highlights, you know, where the light's hitting it, you know, and shadow where the dark part is, you know, keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. You know, you can start, you guys have been watching these videos for a while, you can start throwing words around like highlights and shadows and sound like really professional, right? And we know, that's just where the dark parts go, right? But we start sounding so fancy. We like to sound fancy, yeah. That's what we like to do. We like to sound fancy. So, I'm just taking blue paint, very soft touch, very little paint. I'm just kind of zigzag zooming it here. I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. Swirl tap dab my brush, and I'm just going to soften these lines with a damp brush. That's it. Just softening these lines with a damp brush. Okay? So, there you go. Ta-da! One pumpkin. We did it, everybody. We got a pumpkin. There he is. He's pretty cool looking, if I do say so myself. I like the fact that he's blue. All right, so let's do some roll call while you guys catch up mustard. I got Kristen in the house. She spells her name the way I do, so it's special. We've got Margaret, Tina, Sheila, Elizabeth, Tina, Gina, Tammy, Deborah, Diane, Denise, Lisa. Kim is here. Where's the Kimster? Where is she at? I know she said hello too. I probably missed a few of you. If I did, just say, hey Eve, you forgot me. Kelly is in the house. Kelly made it. Hi, Kelly. Alright, got my coffee, guys. Hope you guys got yourself some refreshment. Got my Java right here. Yes, you are very late. Hi, Tina. There's another Tina. We got 3 Tinas. We got Tina Cute. Tina Cute. 3 Tinas. Tina. Tina in the house. You're a watcher. Tina's a watcher, and Kelly's a late person. I don't have a good nickname for a late person. Like, we have watcher, we have creeper. Oh, and there's one more thing you can add to this if you really want to make it to stand out, guys. If you have this sitting on a table or sitting on something, you know, you do the shadow that's over here. All right, so I'm gonna grab some blue, and I'm gonna grab some red, and I'll use my 1/2 inch flat here, and I'm gonna go from the bottom of the pumpkin. Right, because the light's coming from this direction. Bam. So, and then I'm going to do like an oval shape. Right? And don't paint over the lines. I know, I don't stay in my lines. I try, but I don't always stay in my lines. So, if you're doing this like a still life, you can put the shadow in. I'll show you the shadow. That's it. So, we'll put the shadow in there. Just like that. Smooth it all out. Okay, and there's your shadow. So, you just want to give it a rounded edge because it's, pumpkins are round. Okay? Pumpkins are round, so that's why you give it the rounded edge. So if you're doing like a still life or something and you need the shadow, that would be your shadow. If you guys have any questions, 6,000% ask me. This is your time. This is your time to ask me anything you want to. It doesn't always have to be about pumpkins, but, you know, go for it. I'm going to save this one because I'm actually really digging him. So we're gonna take this off of the easel. I'm really liking him, so sometimes that happens, right? So we're gonna take this off of the easel and put a new canvas on there. Now these are canvases I primed, so they had paintings behind them. So now let's turn around and do, excuse me, let's do a hard line pumpkin. Cheryl's here. Deborah, yours looks nothing like a pumpkin. I love it. I like it a lot. You just got to get those swoops down, girl. Just get those swoops down. You'll be all right. And Cheryl, she's running around. You're not home yet. Hello, Cheryl. Thanks for chiming in with us. All right, they're going to look like pumpkins by the time we're done with tonight. All right? I promise you, they're going to look like pumpkins by the time we're done. All right, pumpkin number 2. Pumpkin number 2. Let's do the classic orange. It looks like a ball with funky steam. I love it. That's awesome, Deborah. You got me on that one. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, that's great. That was great. A ball with funky steam. I love it. Oh my goodness. Alright, so by the time we're done tonight, we'll get it look like pumpkins, alright? So let's do the next one. Mr. Butters is now in his condo sleeping. He's in his condo. Alright. Oh, guys, the contest is up. Win a free painting kit. Hello. You have until Friday. I'm going to announce the winner on Friday. So, we got red and we got yellow. And I got some clean white on here still. Alright, so first thing you want to do, since red and yellow are see-through paints, for most, unless you're using craft paint, might not be a see-through. Might go on actually the way you want it. If you get orange craft paint, it might actually just work with one swoop. But for working with the Blick paint that I work with, we're going to make that see-through. Red and yellow are usually see-through in most paints. You have to answer the questions. Tina wants to ask me the questions for that. You're awesome, Tina. It's a Facebook post, and it has 7 questions. And all of the answers I covered in my videos. Alright, so we're going to swoop, guys. We're going to swoop. Swoop one side, and then swoop the other. Alright, so let's make this, a tall guy, a tall pumpkin. Alright, so we're going to swoop down a little further. This way, Deborah doesn't wind up with a ball again. I don't know what paste acrylic is. I don't even know what that is, Deborah. Alright, so now when you do a tall pumpkin, he has like a little badonkadonk down here, okay? So you want to turn around and put 2 little ovals right here. Okay, because he kind of has a little badonkadonk going on, the tall pumpkins. Alright, so we're going to put that in there. Oh, okay, the tubes. I got you, like toothpaste. I got you. I got what you're saying. Alright, so we're going to do a tall pumpkin, Deborah, so yours doesn't come out looking like a ball with steam. And Tina, no, you cannot ask me the questions for the contest. So it is a post on my page. It's up pretty, I just posted it the other day. Some people tried their hat on it. Lisa tried. Everybody gets 3 tries. So you get 3 tries, okay? And they're all questions that can be answered. Yes. So I'm using yellow, red, and white. Yellow, red, and white. And I made a peach. I made a peach. So yellow, red, and white to make this peach to start off with. Alright, so 106 degrees, Jackie. Oh my goodness. That's hot. That's hot, 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 hot. It was like 80 degrees here today. You were just teasing? I know you were teasing, honey. Alright. So, now that I have my peach on here, want that to dry. Alright? So work on your shape. This way you don't get a ball. And let's make our brown. so we can do a brown stem. We're going to do an all natural pumpkin. An all natural, right? So brown, yellow, and red, and some white. And you can grab that dirty white because we're going to be adding black to this. So you mix those together, you're going to get like a peachy color. And then you want to add the tiniest amount of black paint. The tiniest amount of black paint. And as you're mixing this together, you should get a brown. Now if you get a green, if it's looking a little green, add more red. If it's looking a little purple, add more yellow. It sounds like me, Deborah. You knocked your water everywhere. That's okay. I almost lost it with Butter's toy on the floor grabbing those paintings before. So it's okay. I totally understand. There's always some sort of calamity over here at Eve's Creations Paint Party. Always, always, always. Alright, so this is where we're going, alright guys? That's where we're going. We're going to do a tall pumpkin. That's where we're going. Alright? So, let's do this. Alright, so while this is drying for me, I'm going to put my stem in. So I just made my brown paint. That's alright, Denise. It's okay. You'll get it. It's just you just get it after a little while. So it's equal parts yellow and red and some white. You're going to get that peach color again. And then you add the tiniest smidge of black. Tiny, tiny, tiny amount. A little bit. If it's looking too green, add more red. If it's looking too purple, add more yellow. Alright. So, big boy, we're going to do our stem. Shoop. Alright, that's my favorite part is the stem. I'm just going to make this thicker now. Alright, so I'm going to put that in there while our paint is drying. And my brush is loaded with paint because I mixed with this brush. So let's wipe some of that off. And I just put my hand in my yellow and my red again. I keep doing that. Not really sure why. Because I'm clumsy too. I'm clumsy too. Ask the fam. Ask the fam, Deborah. This is your first time here. Ask the fam. I'm telling you. They'll tell you all of my stories. I'm tripping. I'm bumping. I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm squirting paint, dropping things, tripping over Butters' toys, dropping water. It's all good. Alright, so now, is this dry yet? It's dry. Alright, so we're going to go swirl tap that big boy. Alright, and this is going to be a hard line painting. Alright, so we're going to put some strict lines in here. Now, the trick is you follow the shape of your pumpkin, right? You follow the shape of your pumpkin, and so down here is going to go in, and you're going to but they're elongated, so you don't have to worry about getting that bend so much. Alright, so you're going to follow the shape of your pumpkin. So I'm going to grab that brown that I just made. Alright, I'm going to come up in here, following the shape of the pumpkin. Drop it down. Bring it in. Alright, and they're all going to get brought into that little dimple right there that we put. Okay? So, next one. Alright, following the shape of my pumpkin. Drop it down. And just let it drop. Let gravity do its work. Okay? Let gravity do its work. Alright? So, if you're doing a death grip, you're going to get a shaky line. Hold it back here nice and loosey-goosey, guys. Nice and loosey-goosey. Just let gravity do the job for you. Okay? So, the tricky ones are the ones in the middle. So, because that doesn't do this. It kind of just drops off. So you start there and it just drops off. And pull it down. Okay? So the tricky ones are the ones in the center. And drop it down. Alright? and I'm going to do the outline. I'm going to do the outline. Whoosh. We're going to outline this one. There we go. There's one. If you notice, nice loose touch. Nice loose. I'm just kind of letting my hand drop. And the faster you go, straighter it'll be. I'm barely holding on to my brush. And it's nice and loosey-goosey. No death grips. We don't want any death grips. No, 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 no. No death grips going on. Alright? We don't want that. Alright, give you guys a chance to catch up mustard. Who wants a hamburger? Okay, so once we have that, I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. And we're going to soften those a little bit. So hopefully they didn't dry. Alright, so I'm just taking a damp, clean brush. And I just want to soften these. So a damp, clean brush. Some of it dried, some of it didn't. That's okay. That's alright. It's all good. It's all good. I can work with it dry. We can work with this stuff dry. Alright, so as you guys are doing all of your fall tutorials now, you'll have some pumpkin practice. And you'll be able to do them that much better. Alright, so I'm going to grab my, my red and my yellow. On my 1-inch flat. I'm not, look, I left it all messy. I didn't overmix it. Let's see if any magic happens. I'm looking for magic, okay? So now we're going to put our orange colors in. Alright, so now we're going to put our orange colors in. So, I didn't overmix it on my brush. This way, the brush has all these cool little things that might come out. I don't know, might be cool, might look like a mess, who knows, but you try not to do the over mixing on your brush. You just kind of kerplunk, right? Look, see it's messy on there, some yellow, some red, not all mixed together as the perfect orange, because, and now this being, since red and yellow are see-through, you can go right over your hard lines. You can go right over your hard lines, and that's going to soften them some more. Okay, so you can go right over your hard lines. Okay, and I'm holding the brush here, and I'm very light touch, and I'm swooping. All of my brush strokes are going in the same direction. Going in the same direction, and I'm going over my hard lines because this paint is see-through. I'm going to grab some more yellow because it seems like red is kind of winning, and I want the center to be lighter. So I'm still grabbing red and yellow, but I just grabbed more yellow paint. Alright, I just grabbed more yellow paint. Alright, so yes, I keep stopping, Margaret. So when I stop, it's ketchup mustard time, so people that are practicing along with me can have a chance to catch up to the point of where I'm at. Oh, the picture's freezing? Anybody else having troubles? Am I freezing for everybody? I thought you were asking why do I keep stopping painting. But you're saying I'm stopping, meaning my video. I hope it's not messing up. I hope it's not messing up. Nope, Denise is good. No freezing with Gina Marie. Hello, Gina Marie. How you doing, lovey? And, yeah, so it might be your internet, Margaret. It might be your internet. That's okay. Excuse me. Didn't mean to blow my horn in your guys' ears, but that was really getting on my nerves. Alright. So, now we're going to swirl tap dab. our, let's see, let's go into the 1/2 inch flat. Let's work on our stem a little bit. Let's work on our stem a little bit. Alright, so I'm grabbing that 1/2 inch flat brush. And I got that brown that I made. And I'm going to grab some black with that. Okay, I'm going to grab some black with that to make it darker. And let's go up to our stem. And let's put our, so you want to make this to where it's going into the pumpkin. Right? And remember what I said about those points where the dark lines are, And the thing with brown paint, you have to like stick and move. You can't keep painting with it. You can't keep like going on it, and on it, trying to make it perfect. Because what happens is it actually lifts off. So then you wind up unpainting. So you kind of have to put it on and own it. I'm going to move you guys closer so you can see the stem. Close up. Alright. I know, that's probably so annoying, but I love doing it. Alright, Lisa said she set up a TV so she could see me better. I started laughing. It's just black and brown on here, guys. And I'm just putting the little pieces in. So, with brown paint, you kind of have to stick and move. I'm holding this like a pencil, too, if you notice. You kind of have to, like, stick and move with it. You can't keep painting with it because, put that piece back in better. You can't keep painting with it. You have to like put it on and then let it dry and then go and do some more on top of it because it'll lift off on you. It'll start lifting up and lifting off. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. So I'm just doing a little swoop there. Right? Okay, so I'm not sure why it does that. But it does. So you kind of have to put it on, leave it alone, and then play with it some more later, okay? Oh, nice, Cheryl. Thanks for tagging, sweetie. Thanks for tagging. So all of my videos are, those of you that are new to the fam, all my videos are available to watch. Replays are always, always, always available, and they're on the YouTube channel. So on the event page, when I'm done and I download it to YouTube, I put the link on the event page so anybody can catch the replay. So I just did the black swoop, and now I'm grabbing just some brown paint. And I'm doing like little dashes, right? Because the stems are, you know, they're not perfect. They're wood, you know? They're kind of like wood. I guess they're like a hardened vine. I guess that's what they are. And I'm gonna put my swoops in my stem even bigger, so I don't have to worry about those two little pumpkin humps in the back there. I don't want to have to deal with those. So I don't want to make those on this pumpkin. So I'm putting my stem to where you're not going to see those. The stem is in the way. The stem is in the way. Okay, and I have to stop playing with this because then otherwise the brown paint is going to lift up. So I have to leave it alone for a second and let it dry. Alright, so back to our pumpkin here. So I'm going to stick with this 1/2 inch brush. You can use Big Boy too, that's fine. Swirl tap dabbing. Alright, this brush is just like Big Boy except he's half the size. He's a halfer. He's a halfer. Alright, so I'm going to go back to grabbing that red and that yellow. And I'm going to grab extra yellow this time. And I'm doing a little bit of blend because so I'm making the lightest orange possible. A lot of yellow. A lot of yellow. Small amount of red. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to highlight my swoops. Alright, so I'm going to highlight the center part. So I'm grabbing a lot of yellow, a little bit of red. And the thing is with the orange pumpkin, it's a build. It's, you know, you have to put it on, let it dry, put some more on, let it dry. You know, that sort of thing. It doesn't just, because red and yellow are see-through. So it takes a lot of layers. A lot of layers So I'm putting the lighter color where the bend is, right here. Okay, down and down, down in the center of my sections. So it takes this is a commitment, because you have to turn around and let all these layers dry. You have to let all these layers dry. Jeff and Carol. Carol's here. Creeper Peeper tonight. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Hello. Right, so you have to let this dry and then put on another layer. Okay, so now I'm going to grab just my red. Now I'm going to grab more red than yellow. And I'm going to come up from the bottom here. I'll make my bottom nice and dark. Okay, so I'm grabbing more red. I think a little bit of blue or something got into my red. That's okay. That's alright. It's just making my red that much darker, which is kind of cool. So my palette's a little messy, so I think a little bit of red got in. A little bit of blue got in. Oh yeah, that's right. When I did the shadow for the other pumpkin. Alright, so this is actually red with a smidge of blue in it. That's why it's coming out so nice and dark. Okay, guys? I don't want you to think I'm doing some sort of trickery. It's just that it happens to be dirty on my palette. So we're going with it. We're going with it. Okay, so I'm going to put the dark there. And along my stripes, I'm going to put dark now. I'm going to put the red. Okay, so on my stripes again, I'm going to put red now. Alright, because we're doing hard line stripes. So I'm going to put the red on my stripes now. We're going hard lines here. Hard lines. We got some hard lines going for you. I like the soft line pumpkins better, I'm not going to lie. But to each its own. You know, whatever floats your boat. So I'm just taking that red paint now. I did the bottom. And now I'm taking the red paint and going over my hard lines. That's all I'm doing. That's all we're doing. Carol's in the house. Hello, 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 Carol. How you doing, sweetheart? We got a creeper in the house. Alright. So, we're just taking red paint and going over those lines. Okay, so they can be hard lines. Doesn't mean they have to be blast you in the face with the brown, you know, unless you like that look. So I'm taking the red, and then I'm going to go into my brown a little bit. And very lightly, just kind of sweeping. I almost said sweeping. Just sweeping motions. Just little dashes. I'm just going to put the brown in a little more. A little more. To where it's you can see it just a little bit more, because with all the blending and everything else, we kind of lost those lines. But I'm just doing sweeping motions. I'm not doing one solid line. I'm just kind of flicking the brown back in. I'm just flicking the brown back in. Alright, so now as that dries, I can go back to my stem. Right? So this is all a build. This is, you know, acrylic paint, everything's done in layers. So we're doing layer after layer after layer. So we did layer 1, remember? So layer 1 was just making a peach shape. Okay? So we did layer 1. We did our peach shape. We did our first swoop of the stem. And we put our lines in it. Then we did layer 2. Layer 2 is that we added more brown and black to our stem. And then we turned around and added red and yellow to our pumpkin. Now I just did layer 3 on the pumpkin, which was put more yellow paint on the top part here, and I put some red paint on the bottom, and I did my lines with some red and then re-put the brown in. So this is a lesson in patience, and you have to turn around and let everything dry so you can do layer after layer after layer and build this up. That's why, I'm not gonna lie, I like doing pumpkins in the other colors, because red and yellow and orange is a build and you need patience, and I don't have any patience. I don't have patience. So, swirl tap dab, I'm using that 1/2 inch brush again. I'm going to go back into my stem. So, we're doing layer number 4. I'm grabbing just black paint. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put those shadows in my stem. Again, I'm just doing little flicking lines. That's it. Nothing solid. Nothing solid, okay? So we're going to put the shadow on the part that's curved. I'm going to flick some in here. Okay, so I'm going to flick some into that part. Now, I'm going to put the light brown on the pieces. So in between is going to be dark. Here, let me show you. Like, let me hold the camera up there. So, hi, Connie! So I can show you what I'm talking about. So, in here, right, in here, you want this to be dark. And then you're going to put your light on the piece that's going into the stem. Okay? That's what you want to do. Alright? So, like the little webbing in between, I guess we could call it webbing, like a frog's foot. Alright? That's going to be dark in here. Alright? So, in the middle, and then you put your highlight, which I'm going to grab just brown paint, is going to be on the piece that's going into the line. Alright? So that is how you shade and shadow the stem of the pumpkin when it's like a really big stem and it has like the little web pieces in there. So in between is where it's dark. Right in here and in here. And then the highlight goes on the other pieces. Alright, so now I'm just grabbing, my brush is dirty, so, but I'm just grabbing the brown paint now, and I'm going to put in some pieces of brown. And let's not do a squiggle so we don't wind up with balls that have steam coming out of them. I love that. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was the best. I really, really, really did. And of course, true E fashion, I lost my dark, so I gotta grab some more black, put that back in, because I always lose my dark for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. Alright, so there's our stem finished. Now we gotta finish our pumpkin. That was awesome, Deborah. It makes me laugh every time I think of it, because I could picture like a ball. I could picture a baseball with a little puff of steam coming out of it. So that's awesome. So we're not gonna do any squiggles on this one. We're doing an elongated pumpkin, and no more squiggles. So now we got to do our last layer on our pumpkin. Okay, so I'm going to grab the yellow, and I'm going to put a smidge of white, a smidge, like microscopic amount of white paint with this yellow, so it shows up. But like a smidge, not a lot at all. Okay? Alright, and I'm going to come in here and we're going to put the swoops in. Nice soft touch, guys. Soft touch. And then our favorite blending tool, right? It's our favorite blending tool in the whole wide world. Alright, so you're going to go in the middle. In the middle. Alright, so we're going to go in the middle with these guys. Okay. In the middle. In the middle. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush. Grab my red. And I'm going to go on either side of those yellows and kind of do a soft, just a soft little back and forth to blend those lines out. Okay, just a little soft. I'm doing red on either side of them. And I'm just doing a little, oh, I lost it. Did a little too much that time. Alright, so I'm just putting it back in because I lost it blending the red into it. That happens. It happens. Alright, so I'm going to put that back in. So this is just, right, now I'm just kind of blending some red into here. Right, by the stripes. Okay, and I'm just softly filling this in. I'm just softly filling this in. I'm just basically playing between the two colors. I just grabbed some more yellow. Right, I just grabbed some more yellow. So now I'm just playing. I'm just playing with my yellow and my red to fill in the rest of the colors on this pumpkin. So I'm basically just switching between the two, and the goal is to have the center of my pieces look brighter, and where the dark lines are, have that be a little more shadowed. Okay, and then I'm just going to come down here and do a little zigzag zoom into that red shadowing that I did before. Come in here. Zigzag zoom. Right, little zigzag zoom. I have yellow paint on my brush right now. Right, come in here, zigzag zoom. Soften it a little. And that's it, guys. So that is your hard lined pumpkin. Okay, zigzag zoom. That is a hard lined pumpkin. Now we can do like we did with the other pumpkin and do our highlight and our shadow, and you know, like to make this look really realistic, we can come in and do all of that to it too. But this is just dealing with the pumpkin. This isn't dealing with like outside light. That's right. Never too old to finger paint. You got that right, Denise. Got that right. So that is just the general pumpkin, and I'll give you guys a chance to catch up mustard, and we'll turn around and I'll do the light source highlights and shadows and whatnots, whatever whatnots you want to call those, like we did on the blue guy. Okay, so ketchup, mustard, we're getting your pumpkin, and then I'm going to add those to it. So honestly, so this orange pumpkin is what are we up to? Layer number like 5? Thank you, Marcia. So what are we up to? Like layer number 5, right? And then the last pumpkin we're going to do is like a combination, right? We're just going to go willy-nilly with our colors and our lines, and just so this is what we're shooting for with this pumpkin, a hard line pumpkin. Okay, and we did, oh no, that's not my hard line example. This is my hard line example. So, right, hard line pumpkin, that's what we're doing, a hard line pumpkin. Okay, and then once I show you how to do the highlight and the cast shadow, in case you're doing these pumpkins in a still life, you need these. And like we did with the blue one. And then we're going to have fun with just doing colors willy-nilly and making it very like a soft idea of a pumpkin, kind of like an impressionistic pumpkin, if you want to get technical. So, you know me, I don't like to throw all those big words around. So just like on this guy, where I did the highlight, the cast shadow, and the, so we're going to add those in now. Alrighty. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. You guys got this. No worries. So we have Kristen in the house. Margaret's here. Tina, Sheila, Elizabeth, Tina. We got 3 Tinas rocking. We got Gina and Tammy. We got our first timers. We got our newbies, everybody. Deborah and Denise. Yay. Diane's in the house. Kelly, Lisa, Kim. Jackie's here. And Marcia hanging out with us. And Jeff and Carol. It says Jeff and Carol. So I guess you're Jeff and Carol from here on out. Alright, so now we need a light source, right? We need a light source. So let's do our light coming from this side, right? All the time you see if it bends this way, everyone has the light here and the light here with the stem. Let's do it from the other way. Alright, so I'm going to show you from the other way. We're going to do the flip side, baby. Oh yeah, the flip side. Because that's just the way I am. You wouldn't expect anything different. Alright, so that brown that I made, I'm adding white to it. I'm adding a whole lot of white. A whole lot of white. Alright, and we're going to do our light is coming from here, right? So if the light's coming from here, it's going to hit this part of the stem over here. Okay, it's going to hit this part of the stem over here. And again, just dashes. Not doing a solid piece of color, just dashes. So it's going to hit that part of the stem right there. Okay, and maybe it hits a little bit on these pieces here. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put the lighter paint on those. Alright, and then we swirl tap dab my brush. I got to make the other side of my stem darker. So I'm going to grab some black with the brown. I'm coming here, so the light's here. This part's going to be dark, 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 dark. And then over here is going to be darker. So I just want to put a few more little swipes to make this just a little darker on this side. Okay? Alright, now, highlight on the pumpkin. Right? Pumpkin's coming. Yes, Connie. It's so cool how a touch just changes it, right? Now it looks like you've got light shining onto it, and all it was a few dabs of lighter colored paint. That's it. That's what's so awesome about painting. Magic happens. Magic. Alright, so now we have to do our light hitting this side of our pumpkin. So I'm going to grab some white. And I'm going to grab some yellow. I'm doing like a soft highlight because I'm not doing white. I'm doing a lighter version of the colors that are already in here. This wasn't white. This was light, 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 light brown. And I'm going to add some white to my yellow. I'm going to add some yellow to it. Alright, so we're going to add some yellow to it. And if the light's coming from this way, it's going to be hitting right on these curves. Right on this curve here. And on this whole side of the pumpkin going down. Okay, and then it's going to hit this guy right here. Going down. Right, little zigzag zoom action. Soften it out. Okay, and why not? Why don't we just play a little bit? Put a little, no, we can't because this hump's going like that way. So don't get nutty. Don't get nutty. Alright, so we're going to put that in right there. Okay? And, alright, I'll get a little nutty. We'll put a little bit on this one. I don't know, I want to. So now the light's coming from this way. Right? So before I had it coming from that. But now, since I hit this one with some highlight, now the light's coming from out here and in. So this is where my light's coming from, just like that. Okay, so now I got to do some shadow on the other side. All right, so I'm going to grab my red. Right, Deborah? Asking an artist to not get nutty is asking a, right? So true. All right, so if the light's coming from here now, bam, right? So my red's going to be over here. Just a little bit. Because the shadow is actually, the main shadow is going to be part of the pumpkin you can't see. So I'm just going to put a little bit more red on this one little piece. Just a little bit. Okay, and then I have to do my cast shadow. And in my light, if you guys want to know about highlights and shadows, I did a how-to 3D objects. And the how-to 3D objects is all about drawing things three-dimensionally and adding the highlight, shadow, and cast shadow. Which all that means is adding the lighter part, the darker part, and then the part that winds up being on the table. Okay, so if you really, really, really want to know about all that sort of stuff, it's called How to 3D Objects. Alright, that's the video. So, now my shadow in the back, I'm going to grab some blue. Because on the color wheel, you don't always have to use black and white. On the color wheel, if you use a color that's opposite from each other, you wind up getting your colors to pop even more. I did a how-to unconventional color, which basically is not very unconventional because I'm using the color wheel, but I was showing you how to use colors you wouldn't really think of to make your items pop and to set a mood. So that's in the how-to video, unconventional color. Alright, so if this is coming from this way, my shadow is going to be back here. My shadow is going to be back there. And I'm doing blue paint. Because blue makes orange pop. Blue makes orange pop. Okay, so there is the shadow. The shadow. And actually it would be longer because this is a long pumpkin, so that's too small. So we're going to make it a bit bigger. We're going to make it a bit bigger. Trying to stay in my lines. Look how careful I'm being, everybody. Aren't you proud of me? I never stay in my lines. If you didn't know about painting with Eve, Eve doesn't like to stay in her lines. Don't like to stay in my lines. I color outside the lines. Alright, so now we have our shadow. There it is. Okay, guys, so there you go. Hard line pumpkin. Bam! Alright, so we got one more pumpkin to do. Alright, guys, so if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, 6,000% ask me. There is a contest to win a free paint party. Not free paint party. Hello, I don't even know what I'm talking about tonight. To win a free painting kit. Okay, that is on the page. Look for the post. There's 7 questions you have to answer. They're pretty easy peasy. 4 people entered so far. They missed just a couple of pieces. So you might want to look at their comments to see where they were going with everything. And I have the painting kits. So we have somebody painting with their painting kit tonight. Let me know, somebody. It shows you where my memory is. I can't even remember. So Tina got the brushes, and let's see. I'm scrolling. I'm cheating. I'm scrolling. Alright. I want to say either Lisa or Tina got the kit. Another Tina. That's why it was messing with me. It was 2 Tinas. One Tina. Yes, there you go. Thank you. That's why I was looking for a different name, and it was the same name. So Tina M got the kit, and no, Tina. Oh, forget it. Anyway, one Tina got the brushes, and one Tina got the kit. So I hope you're loving it. Whew, that was a lot of work just to say one thing. That was a lot of work just to spit that out. Alright, so our last pumpkin, we're going to have fun with our last pumpkin, and we're just going to go willy-nilly with our colors. Add sorts of all different things. Okay, as I make my second cup of coffee here. I think I just broke my coffee pot. I guess I'm not having coffee. I think I just... Tina and Tina and Tina. There's a whole bunch of Tinas. I know, you guys are confusing me. Alright, so pumpkin number 3. Alright, let's do pumpkin number 3. Let's do, I'm going to do pumpkin number 3. Sorry, earthquake. I'm going to do pumpkin number 3 in front of this pumpkin. I'm going to do pumpkin number 3 in front of this pumpkin. So this way, if you guys are painting pumpkins on top of pumpkins, you can see how to work that in. Alright, so I'm just going to move this over. Okay, so pumpkin number 3, guys. And pumpkin number 3 is just having a whole mess of colors. And it's kind of like, it's more of an impressionistic style, see? So that's pumpkin number 3. We're going to go with, it's there, but it's not there. It's kind of here, it's not here. They're a lot of fun. There's nothing set in stone with them. Nothing that you have to do perfectly. You can just kind of put colors in all sorts of ways and have a lot of fun with it. So we're going to switch back to Big Boy. We're going to switch back to Big Boy. And I'm going to do that peach again. Hold on. I got a tickle in my throat. 1 second. Alright, so we're going to do that peach that we did before. Yellow, red, and white. And I'm just going to grab all 3 colors. Yes, there's a Gina too, so we're getting all mixed up. I'm just going to grab... I can call you Alabama Tina. That's a lot of syllables. So, I'm not even going to, I'm just going to grab yellow, red, and white on here and see what comes out. Light, light, light touch so it doesn't all blend together. And we're going to swoop. And we're going to swoop. Right? So, and as I fill it in, alright, we're going to work on the shape. So this is just a small round guide. Alright, so now I'm going to turn around. I wanted this to be all separate of colors, but I have to add more white because it's not covering the other pumpkin up. So we're going to add more white to this. We're going to add some more white so it covers the other pumpkin up in the background. And then we can play. And then we could play. Yep, at playtime. Okay, so there we go. There's our pumpkin shape. And notice how the other pumpkin you can kind of see through. So if you ever have that, you want to put white down first. And white's going to be the thing that covers it. I can call you Tina Meow. Katina. Oh, Katina. I like that. Katina works too. Alright. We got Katina in the house. I'm liking that. Alright. So, now I'm going to do my stem. So, I'm going to grab my brown paint. And we're going to do our little stem in here. Do our little stem. There we go. We got Katina in the house. I'm gonna have something else I'll have to remember. Alright. And since this brown is on my brush, and like I said, this is willy-nilly, let's just put some lines in here. Alright, let's just put some lines in here while the brown is on the brush. Right? Following the shape of the pumpkin. Okay? So, there you go. Alright, so we're going to put our lines in there. Alright, I'm going to swirl tap dab our brush. Actually, I'm going to move to the smaller brush since this guy's so small. Alright, so now I'm going to grab I'm working with a 1/2 inch. More swirl you do, the more swirling, the cleaner it gets. Good night, Elizabeth. Have a good night, sweetie. Alright, so now I'm just grabbing the 1/2 inch brush. I'm going to go into that white. I'm going to put another pop of white right here. Just because I can still see that other guy sneaking through. And now I'm going to grab, now I can grab the yellow and the red and just leave it a mess on my brush. Okay, have it be all muddled together. And I'm just going to do fast flicks. We're doing fast flicks here. Fast flicks, nothing straight, nothing solid. Nothing solid. That's the word I'm looking for. Fast flicking. I'm gonna do some fast flicking. And with the colors being separate on your brush, it's going to make all these things happen. It's going to make all these things happen that, right, do a little, get my edge right. Want to get my edge right. Right, so the only thing you kind of be careful around is when you do your edge. Everything else can just be fun. Just be fun. Just playing with color, just flicking it around. Not doing anything special. Quick question when you have time. I'm using acrylic painting paper. Should I gesso it? Acrylic painting paper should already have should be what they call pre-primed, which means it should have gesso on it already. So there wouldn't be any reason to gesso it again. So it should already be pre-primed. With the paper, if it's a rough texture and you want it more smooth, you can add a layer of gesso to it. But otherwise, I wouldn't bother to do that because it should already have layers of gesso on it if it's acrylic paper. So it should be pre-primed, or it's multimedia paper, which is just paper, which means it is what it is, and that's what you're working with. You don't have to prime it unless it has a very rough texture. See, all those mixed media pads are all kind of different. So it all depends on what you're working with. It might be pre-primed if it's really thick sheets. It could just be multimedia paper, which you just leave that alone. You just tape your edges down. Or it could have a very rough texture, which you might want to gesso it first. If it has a smooth texture, I would leave it alone. Alright, so I'm going to grab my black. I'm going to come into my stem. And again, we're just doing flicks. Right? And putting those little pieces into where my lines were. Rounding the bottom out there. Okay, so now we've got to let this dry a little bit. So as this is drying, if you're doing one pumpkin on the other, you have to pay attention to where your light was. Remember I said the light is coming from like over here? Because it's going to put a shadow onto the other pumpkin. So if you have one pumpkin leaning on another, you want to turn around and you're going to put, you want to make sure that you put the shadow. I just grabbed red paint, that's all I did. You want to make sure that you put the shadow onto the other pumpkin. Okay, and also there'd be the shadow in here. Right, so the little cast shadow would be in here. And then you could actually put a cast shadow onto the other pumpkin if you really want to get that bold. So see I have this shadow here. You could actually put one of those directly onto the pumpkin if you want to. So you can put like a little cast shadow on the other pumpkin. Okay, so, but that's being like really, 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 really fancy. You don't have to get that fancy if you don't want to. If you want to, then go for it. But I basically just make the other pumpkin darker. But you can add a little cast shadow onto the other pumpkin if they're one's in front of the other. Alright, so now that that is almost dry, I'm going to grab my white and my yellow. Right? And we're just going to do swipes of white and yellow now. And your swipes, even though I'm going willy-nilly, you still want to follow the shape of your pumpkin, okay? So, but I'm just doing swipes. I'm not really, you notice, if you look at my hand and my brush, I'm just kind of flicking stuff around. I'm not doing anything nutty. Alright, now I'm going to grab my red. Right, now the red goes to where the stems were. Alright, so even though this is just flicking paint and not making sure anything is set, you still want to follow where your stems... Oops, I picked up some of the cast shadow. I guess that wants to be darker right there. There we go, see? So, even though we're just flicking paint and having fun, you still want to follow the general... where the darks and where the lights are, okay? So if you're doing the flick and the red, you want to put that kind of where your stems were, all that good stuff. Alright, now I'm going to grab some blue and white. Yes, it's artisan mixed media paper and has quite a texture. Thanks for the info. Okay, yeah, so if you want to smooth that out, then you could do a layer of gesso, or you can do a layer of paint. Like you can paint your background and then paint your background again, like do two layers of background. You can do that too. So, and that'll smooth it out too. Now I'm grabbing some blue. And now I'm just going to put some blue pieces in here. So I'm going to put some back in here, definitely, because that's where the shadow's going to be. And I'm just flicking some blue going on in here, right? Because blue makes orange pop. It does, it does, it does. So I'm putting some blue where the shadow would be, and then I'm just going to put some extra little pieces of blue, maybe on the bottom here, up top here. I'm just having some fun with some blue. Alright, so the whole point of this is you guys can turn around and grab all sorts of different colors. Now I'm just grabbing some white. I just grabbed some white. I just grabbed some white to throw on there. Now I'm grabbing some more red. I'll throw some red in here. So, the point of this pumpkin is to show you that as long as you keep to the pumpkin shape and to the fact of where the darker lines would be and the lighter lines would be, you can have fun just flinging paint on this guy and not have to stress about anything. So now I'm just grabbing some yellow. So you can just go to town and have fun and have all these different colors in your pumpkin. And just play around with getting the shape of the pumpkin. And then once you get your shapes down, then you can do other pumpkins. So, guys, unless you have any questions, those are the pumpkins of the evening. I hope you enjoyed your How To Tuesday, learning how to paint pumpkins. And now you guys can do all of your fall paintings and have fun with them and know what you're going to do. So, if you ever have any questions painting anything, 6,000%, you could always message me and ask me. Or if you're painting something and you have any questions, you can message me and ask me. I will get back to you. I will get back to you. So, we had our blue guy. Woohoo! Soft lines. We had our hard line. And then we had our no lines. Our impressionistic style one. Okay, guys? So, I hope if you ever have any ideas of something you'd like to learn or see, 6,000%, let me know. I'll make it into a how-to. All of these videos are your suggestions. Let me show you Friday's painting. So Friday, we're going to jump right into the season. So same bat channel, same bat place. This is going to be Friday. Oh yeah, we got house, we got graveyard, we got creeper peeper animals Katina told me about. We got our witch. You're welcome, Gina. You're welcome, Connie. Good night, Denise. So, that's going to be Fridays. And don't forget to enter the Win a Free Paint Kit contest. Alright, the post is on my page. Find it, answer the questions. First one to get them right wins. That's how that works. So thank you, everybody. It's always free to watch. Tips are appreciated because paint supplies are not free, people. They are not free. Wish they were. I think they should be. They should be free. But they're not. So, let me, you guys caught that fell, right? See? Always something. That just fell right off. Have a great night, Tina. You're welcome, Margaret. Let's try that again. There. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. See you on Friday. See you on Friday. Good night. Good night, Lisa. Hopefully your pumpkins will be better than last year's. Good night, Deborah. Thank you so much for joining me. Good night, everybody. Have an awesome Tuesday. I will see you guys on Friday. Oh, yeah. Good night, Tina. Good night, Tina. Good night, everybody. Alright, so always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. I am going to post those links for you now. Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. And with that, thank you everybody for joining me this evening. I hope you have fun with your pumpkins. And y'all warm my heart. And have fun and go create. Okay? Good night, guys.